Well, today is a big day at the state capitol. Governor Kevin Stitt kicks off the new legislative session with his State of the State address. And we are joined this morning by Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell.
Good morning, Lieutenant Governor.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You have read the governor's speech. Kind of what's the overview? What's the message that he's going to be giving later today?
Well, first off, we're in a much better position than we were a few short years ago. We have over $2 billion in our savings account. That's a much better position than we were in, meaning we don't have to cut government services like we did in the legislative sessions before Governor Stitt took office. And so that's good news right off the top. We have the third lowest unemployment rate in the country, lowest unemployment rate in state history. And we've had over 27,000 people move to Oklahoma since April of 2020. So we're a state that people are looking at right now to relocate to with a low unemployment rate. And so we really have some momentum. We have some good momentum right now, and we really want to lean into that. So, it's going to be he's going to talk a lot about targeted investments into certain areas to continue that momentum over the next 10 years inside the state of Oklahoma.
Lieutenant Governor, the GOP has talked about this. The governor has talked about pushing back against federal government overreach. What can that look like in this legislative session? What are lawmakers wanting to do?
You certainly may see some vaccine legislation, a little bit of vaccine mandate legislation. Really, that's being led by our Attorney General, John O'Connor, who's done a great job of making sure there are certain areas where we're able to push back at a federal level. But in Oklahoma, really where the focus needs to continue to be is how do we build our economy in Oklahoma outside of what the federal government is doing. And that really, focuses on our workforce. We have got to make sure that we're graduating people from our higher education facilities and career tech to make sure that they have the skills needed for the employers that we have in Oklahoma. And that's something you're going to hear from the governor today, making sure that we're aligned, our higher education facilities and our world-class career tech system, that we're graduating kids that can go right into a workforce. And making sure that those higher education facilities, whether it be nurses, teachers, engineers, those are three top industries that we're seeing inside the state of Oklahoma that we're in desperate need of, those three areas in particular.
One of the big bills that could affect every single Oklahoman would be doing away with the grocery sales tax. Your thoughts on that, sir?
Yeah, sales tax on groceries. We're one of only 13 states in the country that still has a sales tax on groceries. It's a regressive tax. It's something that the governor is going to call on today to make sure that we can remove that sales tax on groceries. That's something that 4 million Oklahomans, I think, across the state is going to be welcome news to them.
And Lieutenant Governor, there is a possible push to get recreational marijuana on the ballot. How does the governor feel about that and the GOP?
Yeah, I don't think that's something that, again, is right now a focus of his. The focus of his is the medical marijuana industry that the state of Oklahoma approved on the ballot just a couple short years ago, and making sure that we get rid of the bad actors that we do have across the state of Oklahoma. Listen, it's the law of the land in Oklahoma, our medical marijuana industry. We have a new executive director in our medical marijuana authority, making sure that we have regulators across the state of Oklahoma. It's an issue in rural Oklahoma in particular that we're trying to make sure that we address. And so you will hear the governor today talk about that when it comes to law and order in that medical marijuana industry, that we make sure that it is regulated the right way. We get the tax dollars that the state of Oklahoma certainly deserves off that industry. But that really is the focus for us, is, again, the current medical marijuana industry in the state of Oklahoma that the voters in Oklahoma approved on the ballot a couple years ago.
We know there's over 3,000 bills that have been filed for this session, so we'll be watching. And that live speech coming up at 12:45 this morning. We appreciate you, Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell. Thanks for talking to us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You bet.